Hi, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Motivational Moments. And I just wanted to follow up with you from last week when we started talking about the power of the heart. And today I wanted to share a story about a surgeon who is a heart surgeon, cardiac surgeon, Dr. Connie Haan. What an amazing woman. Talk about a woman with guts. Here's her book. It's called Living on Purpose, A Surgeon's Story. I met Connie about 12 years ago when I was looking for a speaker to speak to a women's organization that I was in charge of their programming. And it was February, or at least actually it was before February, and I was trying to line up a speaker for the month of February. And I thought, wouldn't that be great if I could find a woman who was a heart surgeon? I mean, really, how many heart surgeons are there that are women? But I just thought that would be so great and so good for the program because it's February, it is Valentine's Day, and it's about, Heart Awareness Month, and I thought, wouldn't that be great? I did my research, and indeed, I did find Dr. Connie Haan, who indeed was a cardiac heart surgeon. And we got to talking, and she came and did a wonderful program for our group. And then shortly after that, I was in the market looking for special women to be part of the Women with Guts documentary program. And I called up Dr. Haan and said, Connie, I want to feature you in my program because you have what it takes to be successful, and you are successful. And I wanted to learn more about her story and how she had the guts to do what she did. To become a surgeon was amazing in itself. But the more I asked questions about her background, it was even more impressive. I'm going to share some of those facts with you. Number one, Dr. Haan came from a very close-knit German farming family in South Dakota. And she was the oldest of three siblings. The other two were younger, and they were boys. So she was the eldest and a girl. And she had to work in the fields. I mean, it was a working farm. Her parents were both very hardworking farmers. And of course, her mother was very busy in the home, sewing and cooking and doing all those kinds of things. So that's how it started out. But Connie definitely had other goals in mind. And it's interesting because when the boys got old enough to do more of the farm work outside, as the girl, and the oldest girl for sure, to be in the family, she had to move inside and start doing the women stuff like cooking and cleaning, sewing, and doing those things that was expected of girls back then. So she did, but she always had higher aspirations. And then when she went to school, let me backtrack. Connie had told me that when she went to school as a young girl and with her brothers, the school was close to the house, but it was a one-room schoolhouse. And that schoolhouse that contained 8 different grades in one room. Also, with no indoor plumbing. Can you even imagine? So, Dr. Haan, here she goes. She was in the one-room schoolhouse, but she said it really taught her a lot because she was in there with kids all different ages. And it was just wonderful because she got to learn so many things, and she got to learn from older students too. Can you imagine 8th grades in one room? So it was really a good experience for her. So after that, when she was in, I believe, junior high, her life sciences teacher took a special interest in her, knew that she was very bright, and Dr. Haan always asked a lot of questions, was always searching for answers, and always learning. She was just a sponge. She wanted to learn so much. She was very interested in anatomy and physiology. So the life sciences teacher really encouraged her to move into that arena and to maybe focus on that as an eventual career. Because at that point, learning what she had through that teacher and the courses that she took, she was fascinated with the human body and especially the heart. And actually, she told her life sciences teacher that she wanted to become a heart surgeon. So he encouraged her 100%. Now, also, Dr. Hahn tells the story that when she was 3 years old, she was talking to her mom and said, I want to learn how to sew so I can be a heart surgeon when I grow up. Can you imagine at 3 years old? So her mother had shared that story with her after she had, identified this as her potential career. And her mother said, yeah, you were talking about being a heart surgeon when you were 3. So it's interesting about our backgrounds and how we kind of evolve into what we think or what we know we want in life. So fast forward, of course, obviously she graduated med school and she became a heart surgeon, which is so amazing. But she also was very passionate about improving the healthcare system in general. So she kind of moved from being a heart surgeon to being almost like a administrator in a way and helping with healthcare systems locally and also globally. She traveled all over the world and helped organizations to improve their services and the way that they treated patients, the way that they administered medicine, the way that they diagnosed different illnesses. She was all about improving those systems. So she still was a doctor, she still was a surgeon, but as time kept going on, she just evolved into this very, very intellectual, very inspirational and educated woman who helped doctors, nurses, colleges, associations around the world to improve their systems. And I remember reading in her book, it was really kind of neat, that she said that she looked up to others that were surgeons that had kind of moved towards doing more work outside of the operating room versus inside the operating room. One of her role models, believe it or not, was Dr. Sanjay Gupta. And look at him. He's so successful and has been a real source of information and inspiration to so many different people in the medical field. Also in her book, I forgot about this, but one of the pages was dog-eared. And I thought, I wonder why I kept that page. What was about that page? And I started reading, and she talked about me. I forgot all about it, that at that point in time when she was writing this book, she had said that she had been inspired by a transition coach, that was me, and also about my philosophy about having your world on a string. So I helped Connie back then as she was trying to make these decisions, kind of moving into the administrative teaching mode versus the cardiac surgeon mode. So we've done a lot of work together. I'm proud to say that she is one of the 4 women that are highlighted in the Women with Guts program. So I wanted to give a shout out to Dr. Connie Haan for what she has done for herself and for the medical industry in general, and how she is not only still an avid reader, an avid educator, she's doing more teaching. She moved back to South Dakota. I had met her in Jacksonville when she was at the hospital there. So she's been back in South Dakota with her family, and she is still teaching and educating and making the world a better, safer place. So kudos to Dr. Hahn. And I wanted to keep this series going for the rest of February as we talk about the heart in different aspects. And I wanted to feature her because she's a heart surgeon, go figure. So if she can do it, and the way she grew up, a very poor family, sharecroppers, situation where they had to work the farm to make money, and she made something of herself because she said she never stopped asking questions. She never stopped gaining knowledge, getting more information, finding role models and mentors along the way to propel her to what she is today. So salute Dr. Connie Haan, and I enjoyed talking to you as usual in this wonderful month of February. My heart goes out to all of you, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks.